Hi, I'm Wildflower, an accredited certified EFT practitioner and yoga teacher, here to share with you the reasons that we tap. I'm going to describe, Dan Siegel has come up with a hand model of the brain, and I'm going to explain that, and then I'm going to take you on a trip down the yellow brick road. And you heard it here first. So this is the hand model of the brain. This is the spine and the brain stem. And if you bring your thumb in across your palm, that's the limbic area, which is responsible for emotions and feelings and memory. And part of the limbic system is the amygdala, which more kind of the alarm center, and it attaches associations to positive and negative memories. And then the cortex, the higher part of the brain, are your fingers wrapped down over the thumb. And this front part of the cortex is your reasoning, thinking, decision-making part of the brain. And what happens when we get triggered in intense emotions, we flip our lid and lose that regulation, that ability to think clearly and compassionately and with empathy. And what tapping does is it helps bring that cortex online to regulate and help you to think clearly and reasonably. So let's take this hand model, this brilliant, simple hand model, on a trip down the yellow brick road. If you look at this hand brain, or this model of the brain in the hand, so this limbic system would be like the Tin Man, the emotions, feeling. And the amygdala, that alarm center, responsible for positive and negative emotions, but mostly associated with fear, or predominantly associated with fear, would be the lion. And the cortex would be your scarecrow. Now, I've just recently watched The Wizard of Oz, and I made notes, and all the pivotal points and ideas came from, you guessed it, the very beginning when Dorothy meets the scarecrow and he's stuck up on the pole. Whose idea is it to pull the nail down so that he slips right off? Scarecrow. And when they run into that orchard of mean trees that are full of apples, and they want some apples because they're hungry for a snack, whose idea is it to taunt the trees? Oh, we don't want any of those apples. And they start throwing the apples at them. They get an abundance of snack. And whose idea was it to get into the witch's castle when Dorothy was trapped in there? Scarecrow. And when they're in the witch's castle and the witch's guards are chasing them, it's the Tin Man's axe that cuts the cord, that brings the chandelier down, that traps the guards. But whose idea was it and who initiated it? That was Scarecrow. And right at the end of the movie, when the wizard is taking off in his hot air balloon and Dorothy is stuck in the Emerald City, who does she turn to? Oh, Scarecrow, what am I going to do? She asked. It's Scarecrow, and that's the part of the brain. We want to make sure Scarecrow's on board when we're making decisions, when we're in relationships and interactions, and we want to think clearly and compassionately, and that's where tapping comes in. So remember, you heard it here first. The hand model of the brain takes a trip down the yellow brick road. Thanks for joining me.